The topic that we are doing today is Newton's law of motion. It's actually a standard 11 topic. You guys haven't done that to the good JEE mains level or the JEE advanced level also. More importantly, you will also be doing later kinematics, which is actually the previous part to Newton's laws. You should know that also very well. But we'll do that slightly later. Okay. This topic again is very important. It's going to be very important because this will help you understand mechanics in a stronger manner. All the entire of physics paper 1 will be completely mechanics and heat. Okay. Topics like circular motion, rotation mechanics, simple harmonic motion, gravitation again will require a good understanding of this. You do the equations, you understand things, but not really to the depth that is required. So if you know this well, then you actually have a good understanding of how things are really working. Okay. To start with, can anybody please define me what is Newton's first law? Anybody? You can try.
Newton's first law is
Okay. Please come and you want to try? Stop discussing amongst yourselves.
Newton's first law states that a body continues to remain in a state of rest or state of motion unless an external unbalanced force is active.
Correct. That's very good. That's actually Newton's first law. What was the idea behind defining all the three laws? Okay. Law 1. What's the idea again? What is the idea of law 1? What is really law 1 telling you? What it is defining or what it is trying to speak about? Inertia. You call that to be law of inertia. Do you know that? That's correct. But that's again not really the idea. What is inertia, by the way? The tendency of the object to resist. Okay, please come. The opposition that an object can generate to a physical quantity that is called as force. That is what is Newton's first law. Okay, force is what it wants to really define. When you speak about Newton's laws of motion, the first law is only required to define a special physical quantity that is called as force. Okay, by definition, any object, okay, can have only two states. Can either be in rest, that is state 1, that's called static, or the state 2 is motion, that's called dynamic. Okay, there are only two states in any object. Okay, if you want to change the state of an object, there has to be an application of this physical quantity, which is called force. Okay, he wanted to define force desperately. What is this physical quantity that changes state? Okay, if you are in rest and you see that object has started moving, there has to be a force. If the object is moving, it comes down to rest, there has to be a force. Change in state, always define this physical quantity that is called as force. That is the idea of law 1. Okay? But that does not really end over there. There had to be the quantification of force. Quantification means there has to be a value of force. What is the value of force? So he defined the second law. Okay? What is Newton's second law? Anybody? Over here from the rules. Yeah, please. Okay. Anybody else? You got second last? Yeah, were you? Yeah. Sorry? Second last.
The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the external force, and this is
It's in the direction
of the force.
That's correct. That's actually second law. Do you remember the equation for second law? F equals MA. Is this Newton's second law? Yeah? That's not Newton's second law. No. First law है ही नहीं. First law is a definition of this physical quantity. Second law value है force. That is not really this. This is wrong actually. This is not Newton's second law. Sorry? V minus U over T.
MV minus MU upon.
Nee, that's correct. But there is also a slight problem with that. That's not really correct. Okay, it's not correct because you haven't defined a specific condition wherein this works. Newton has never, in all the three laws, defined acceleration. He's never spoken about acceleration anywhere. Okay, acceleration is not a term that was defined by Newton, so it does not come really to that. He defined a different statement altogether. I'll write that mathematically. That's second law. Newton का equation ये है. Every time you speak about rate of change, remember the statement. Rate of change always refers to d by dt. Okay, that is Newton's second law. This is Newton's second law. Now, that's not what you're staring at. This is not equal to this. It's completely different. Okay. See what I'm doing over here. I hope you guys have done a bit of calculus. Yeah, differential calculus. Okay. What will be the expansion for this? Sorry. Yes. This is Newton's second law. This is F. This is F. Now what you're really staring at, this is the Newton's second law. This is the value for force. Okay. When will F be equal to ma? There is a special condition for that. When will F be equal to ma? Sorry. See that equation well. The case is actually when the mass is constant, when the mass of the object does not change. If m is constant, what can you say about d by dt of m? Zero. Derivative of a constant number, constant term is always zero. So this can go only for a very special case where the mass is constant. So the equation comes down to only m times d by dt of v or dv by dt. What is dv by dt? That's rate of change of velocity. That's acceleration. So now you can definitely write down F equals ma. Okay, this is valid only when this is true. Otherwise not. Newton has never said F equals ma. That is a deduction that we make. It comes from the statement, but it comes from the statement only for a very special condition. Okay. Can mass ever change?
Yes.
If okay, you're talking about the theory of relativity. Okay. You travel with the speed that is closer to the speed of light, equal to the speed of light, mass can change. That's fair. But Newton actually never even was there when they spoke about the theory of relativity. We're not talking about that. There's a different thing altogether. Have you heard about the rocket equation? Have you seen the rocket equation? What is so special about rocket?
The fuel comes out, so the mass of the rocket decreases.
Correct.
The mass is changing.
Can you see that the mass is changing in rocket? It will definitely change because the total is, let's believe, 100 kilograms. Out of that, around 95% is combustible fuel. Okay, so as you keep going up, that mass decreases because that's burning, that's going up, that's ejected. So as you keep going up, the mass decreases, it keeps decreasing. Okay? So over here, you have to talk about this term because the mass changes every single second. Because it's burning out, mass keeps changing. Is that fair? It's obviously fair. So you have to write down this equation there. Otherwise not. They will give you something like this. That the rate of change of mass, that is dm over dt, is 5 kilograms per second. They will tell you something like this. They have to tell you this. Otherwise, you're not able to really put into this equation and solve the answer. They will give you that equation. Okay? That's your Newton's second law. That's F. Please write that down. I would want you guys to be a bit quick. I will not really be hitting on the theory as much I'll be actually hitting on the key concepts that are required to solve good problems. We've already done the theory that was required in standard 11, which would have gotten good marks. So that's over. We're not really interested in the theory. What we really want is problem solving. So we need good concepts for that. Some good part of math will be required, and I want you to keep up with that. Am I audible to the back? Yeah,
Yes.
people can hear me. And do you want me to write a bit bigger? Or that's fine. We've spoken about the first law, second law. What remains? Third law. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. So action-reaction pairing always exists. That is a fact. You cannot deny that. That will always be there. And to work with those examples, the first one we call as the normal reaction. Just write down the normal reaction, please. You've written this, right? Just write down the statement along with that. Normal reaction is a force exerted on the objects in contact. This force is always perpendicular to the surface. This force is always perpendicular to the surface. ठीक है? You guys are done with that? Great. Now we'll be talking about normal reaction. Just see this quickly. We have a surface over here that's ground. Pulling that to be rigid. Start moving, non-moving. We have a block of mass M. Just kept on it. Okay. That's dead. Let's start moving. Okay. How many forces do you have on this block? Many forces. Okay. But let's believe for now that this is an ideal condition. No viscous forces, no air drag, nothing. How many forces can you see now? How many? Two forces. Okay. Two forces will be, first one will be gravitation force. That's the weight, non-negotiable, that does not change. mg has to be there. You are anywhere in the universe or in any planet, there has to be the weight of the object. It will always be vertically downwards or towards the center of the planet. This over here is mg. Okay. That's the weight. Okay. Now if you see that this is not moving, then there has to be a force in the opposite direction. And that force over here, for this case, is clearly R. Okay? That's R over here. That's in the opposite direction. Okay? What is happening over here is, just because you are lying on this surface, the surface and you are in contact, there has to be a force of reaction between the two. So the surface pushes you up, perpendicular to its surface. That's again very important. If you take it down, this is the direction. It's perpendicular to the surface, always. Is that fine? Great. Is this moving right now? Absolutely not moving. Acceleration? 0. What can you say about R and mg? They are equal. They're clearly equal. So I can directly write down over here, the value of this reaction is equal to mg. This is the value of reaction. Okay? Now we'll go to a slightly difficult case. We'll see this like this. You can talk about a person who's in an elevator. Okay. Let's believe that this over here is an elevator. And this elevator is actually going up with an acceleration of a. Okay. How many forces will this man experience?
2.
Again 2 forces? Nothing changes. It's almost similar to this. Okay. There are nothing extra. So there will be a reaction force that the ground will give you upward direction. I'm making it slightly away. This over here is R. And apart from that, the weight. Which of these two forces should be bigger so that we start going ahead? R has to be bigger than mg. Correct? अब इन दोनों में से जो ये वाला फोर्स बड़ा होगा तभी तुम ऊपर जाने की कोशिश करोगे. The equation will be R minus mg. This is a force in which direction? Upward direction. This is R plus mg. R has to be bigger than mg. इन दोनों का subtraction ऊपर की तरफ होगा तब तुमको ma मिलेगा. This is F equals ma. Do you understand this? F equals ma. This is reaction. So what is the value for R over here? It's m times g plus z, g plus a or a plus g, whatever. Is this fine? That's the reaction for this case. Is that fair? Great. We'll go to the other case. Again, you are in an elevator. This time, let's go down. Let's go down with an acceleration v. The reaction still is in the upward direction, that's R. This is mg over here. You're going down in this case, slightly changed. What should be bigger in this case? mg has to be bigger, non-negotiable. You cannot change that. Only then you will go down. So what are the difference of the two? It will be mg minus R in this case. Will be that value of F. That will give you m times v. That's mass and acceleration. Is that fine? Let's rearrange this slightly. The value of R that you get over here is m times you get this. Is that fine? That over here is the reaction. One statement that I'm really wanting to prove over here desperately is R is not equal to mg. Okay? You have this notion that reaction is always equal to the weight. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. Because reaction is equal to weight only for one case, wherein the object is lying dead flat on the ground. Okay? Otherwise not. Is that okay? Is that fine? For this case, you can clearly see that the reaction is lesser than the weight. It is mg minus mv. Over here, it is greater than the weight. It's mg plus mv. Can you see that? There's a difference. Okay? I will show you more cases where it is not even related with the weight. Okay? But for now, you can clearly see that R is not equal to mg. It's only equal to mg for one specific case. Just lying there, flat. Okay? All fine with this? Great. Now there is this idea that's called as the apparent weight. That's again very important. How do you measure your weight? How do you measure your weight? Using weight scale. How do you measure the weight of vegetables? Spring balance, weight balance. Do you know that? Fair. So ये दो तरीके हैं to measure weight. Okay. Now what really happens over here is, this over here is how your weighing scale should look. Let's believe, and you're standing on it. Okay. It's you that's standing. This is. So what does really the weighing scale measure? What does it really measure? No, it gives you the value of mass. What it really measures? That's my question. What does it really measure? Does it measure? Sorry. The force acting on the body or on the weighing scale? On the body? On the weighing scale? No, what it really measures, listen to me carefully, what it really measures is the force that the weighing scale gives to you. It is R. It will never ever measure your weight. It will never measure what you are pushing it. वो उसका काम नहीं, उसका काम सिर्फ ये है मैंने तुमको कितने से ऊपर पुश करा. That is what it will always calculate. ठीक है? That's exactly what it does. So what is happening if you're lying dead in this case? What is the reaction? What we'll do is we'll take some mass. Let the value for mass be 50 kilograms. Okay? And the reading that you get, the reading that on the scale that you get, reading like Fundai, reading is always equal to R, that is the reaction that you give, that this weighing scale is giving up, over the acceleration due to gravity of the planet. This is how we calibrate it. ठीक है? जो भी आंसर आए हमको, हम उसको हमेशा डिवाइड करेंगे acceleration due to gravity of the planet से, and then that will move. It works like that. Is that fine? So now just try to see this. What is the reaction in this case? Take G equal to 10 for all cases. Okay. What is the value of reaction over there if mass is 50? It's how much? It's 500 kilograms. 500 newtons, sorry. 500 into 10 will give you 500 newtons. That's the reaction force in this case. That's exactly how much the weighing scale will push you up if you're just standing on it. Okay, believe that will be a weighing scale. So that's exactly how much it will push you up. So now, what should be the reading? Will be 500 over the acceleration due to gravity of the planet. That will be 50 kilograms. So it's fine, it will show you a 50 kilogram answer. You're happy. It shows you a good number. Okay. Next, let's go above. You are in an elevator now, 2 meters per second square. You're going up. Okay. In this case, what will be the value for the reaction? Is how much? M times 12. That'll give you 600 newton. You can clearly see the calculation. 50 times 12. Is that fine? Okay. Now, what should be the reading? Will be 60 kilograms.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been in an elevator and that's going up? Do you feel heavier? You feel heavier. You definitely feel heavier. You know why you feel heavier? Because you have an acceleration. The surface pushes you up with this force. That's why you feel heavier. Is that okay? So the value of the reading that you get in that case is 60 kilograms. Okay. Let's talk about this. B equals 4 meters per second square. Going down. Therefore, the reaction over here will be 300 newtons. Just check. 10 minus 4 is 6. Into 50 will give you 300 newton. What will be the reading in this case? Will be 30 kilograms. Do you feel lighter when it's going down? Yeah, you definitely feel lighter. You feel lighter because the R, in this case, the push that you're getting is smaller. Okay? That's why the reading is 30 kilograms. It's exactly how it works. Okay, do you understand this? Okay, now more importantly, this again is something that really amuses me. What will happen if you are on moon? You've been to planetariums? You've been to planetariums? Okay. What will happen on moon? What will the mass be shown to you? What will be the mass shown to you? Will it show you 50 kilograms? No? It should show you something lesser, right? The mass does not really change. The weight changes, but the mass does not really change. But still, it will show you lesser mass. You know why it shows you lesser mass? Because
There is no gravitation.
lesser gravitation. But that cannot reduce your mass. How can the mass change? Mass is basically the amount of substance that you have. It's the Avogadro's number and it's all related to that. Okay? Mass cannot change. Mass of an object does not change easily. Unless you really don't plan to disintegrate. But the mass won't change. What happens over here is, the acceleration due to gravity over here of moon is g over 6. Okay, now just see this. What is this? This over here is mg times of moon. That's okay, I can keep it. That's okay. No problem. That's the reaction over there. Okay? So what will be the value of reaction in this case? M times Gm. So if you see this, if you calculate this, it will be 500 over 6. He is standing, not doing anything. That's the reaction. But now what will be the reading? The reading will be, why this happens? Because we are dumb enough to take the same weighing scale which was made on Earth. What you should have really done? You should have actually taken something that's made on moon, or should have calibrated according to G of the moon. Take it over there, it will show you proper reading. That's exactly what's happening even in the planetarium. I find it really stupid because you have this cubicle where when they'll show you what is your mass on sun. What they're again doing is the very same thing. Mass cannot change. What they're really doing is they're again calculating the acceleration due to gravity on the sun will be higher, definitely. So the reaction goes higher. And you divide that still by the G of the planet, that's 10. That should have been the g of the sun. Do you get the difference?
Yes.
So the answer should have been 50 kilograms, but does not give you 50 kilograms. It gives you something else. That's bizarre. Does not happen. Okay? Do you follow what I've done so far? Yeah? Okay, one more special case that I would like to address is which of these three cases will the reaction go down to zero? Which of these three cases? 1, 2, 3. The third one, clearly, इसमें तो zero हो ही नहीं सकता. It's greater, it's going up. इसमें भी zero नहीं हो सकता. इसमें zero होगा. ये कब होगा? When G equals B, okay? When B equals G, R equals 0. What this tells you? It tells you that if you are in an elevator and you are cruel enough to just tap that thing, what will happen in this case? The elevator goes down with an acceleration of G. Okay? You are going down with an acceleration of G. So, no reaction, R equals 0. When R equals 0, what is the statement that we've written the first one? If there is no contact, or possibly R exists only because of contact. Okay? If R equals 0, what does it really tell you? It tells you that you are no more in contact. So where are you exactly? Where exactly are you?
Roof of the elevator.
Sorry?
Roof of the elevator.
You are at the roof of the elevator? Okay, I'll still give you one more option. Are you at the roof of the elevator or just slightly above?
Slightly.
Why it should be slightly above?
So because you're not traveling in the speed of, if you're traveling in the speed of the gravity, then you'll be on the roof more than the gravity speed. Then you'll be on the, you'll be.
What is the speed of gravity? Is something
Magnetic.
Hey, that's okay. Please, define. Your terms are not clear. I'll make that proper. Just tell me.
So I'm saying that if the lift is falling in the speed of
Acceleration.
acceleration in the same acceleration of gravity, then
And you are also going on the same acceleration, right?
Yes. So if you are traveling more than the acceleration of the gravity, then you'll be stuck to the, you'll be towards the roof.
I think acceleration due to gravity is in the downward direction.
Yes.
If you're traveling faster than the elevator, then you'll be hitting the floor. Right?
Yeah. No, sir.
See what you're trying to say. The statement is actually going wrong over there. You're trying to say that if you travel with an acceleration greater than the acceleration of gravity, you'll go and hit the roof. That's not really the idea. You'll actually go and hit the floor then. Because acceleration due to gravity is in the downward direction, no? Yeah? Okay. What we're doing over here is, listen. When you cut the rope, G becomes equal to B. Reaction equal to 0. No contact. What really happens when there is no contact? It's slightly elevated. Initially, let's believe that. Okay? Now, if you've seen this equation somewhere, I'll be happy. Okay? Again, for now I'm using this. This cannot be really used for all cases. There is a condition for this also. You can use this equation only when the acceleration is constant. Otherwise, you cannot do this. Okay? Forget about that. The acceleration is constant over here. That's G. Let's believe that initially both the masses, this and the elevator, have 0 speed. You can remove that. You will going down with an acceleration G. The elevator goes down with an acceleration G. For same time interval, you will be traveling same distances. Correct? So if you just get elevated, if this travels 10 meter, you have to travel 10 meter in that time. So you will always be just a fraction above and not really hit the surface. Or the ceiling, whatever you want to call it. That will never happen. Okay? Remember that. You will just be elevated. You will not be thrown up. That's not possible. That's not happening.
So when both are traveling at the same speed, why will you be elevated even?
Just slightly. The contact will be lost because of this equation. Okay? There will be just a slight gap between them. They will not be really pushing each other. Okay. What will happen to the reading then? Reading over here will be 0 kilograms. This condition is a very special one. It's called as weightlessness. You'll study more about this when you do gravitation. Okay, what is really weightlessness? Never ever have a feeling weightlessness refers to acceleration due to gravity being 0. There is no point in the universe where the acceleration due to gravity is 0. Okay? It cannot be, that's not possible. There has to be g of at least something, a star, a planet, an asteroid, that has to be there. G can never become 0. What is really happening over here is, weightlessness refers to the fact that there is nothing pushing or pulling on you. You are free falling. Free falling refers to the condition where only one force acts on you, that is mg. Nothing acts on you else. So you're just free falling like a bungee jump or whatever. Bungee jump also, you have a rope that's holding you. A free fall is a skydive. Okay? Something like that. So if you can ever do this, tie yourself the weighing machine and jump. Okay? You will see free fall, okay? That's suicidal actually, but for the love of physics. Okay? Let's believe you can do that. Imagine. You will actually find the reading goes down to 0. It will not show you any reading. No matter even if you've strapped something. Nothing can push or pull you. It has to show you 0 reading as you're going down. It will not show you anything. Okay, so that's exactly what happens over here. Please write it down. Can your weight or mass recorded be 3 times your original mass ever? No?
So on planets W and on Earth they have
Different acceleration. Let's believe you're on Earth so far. Can there be a way wherein the weight or the mass recorded will be 3 times your original weight? Let's believe you're 50 and it measures 150. When can that happen? When can that happen? 2g forces. When will that happen? You're going up at 2g. That's correct. So if you're going up with an acceleration that's equal to 20 meter per second square, that's 2g. A becomes 2g. The total mass becomes 3 mg divided by g. Will give you 3 times your normal mass. Have you ever heard these F1 racers or these jet pilots complain about 2g forces, 3g forces? Or I'm feeling 3 times heavier than my normal self? That's actually this. Okay, they experience an extra force that's equal to 2 times acceleration due to gravity. If that happens, then the weight goes down to 3 times higher. You feel that extra push. Have you seen this movie that's called The Inception? Yeah? Have you seen the free fall that the truck is making at the end? Yeah? It takes a long time to hit the surface of water just because they are in dreams, so they have to believe that they're still having a free fall. And that scene that's actually very well shot, the one that's in the hotel room. Yeah? The entire cubicle goes like this and he's still running around. It's a free fall cussing. They've really shot that well. It's happening because if the idea is really well connected. Because if you're having a free fall, they believe that even in the dream you have a free fall. So if you are doing something in the dream, you are actually free falling. So that's exactly the scene. The car is actually having a free fall, it's falling down, you going down the car. In the dream, you are in the hotel room. Even in the hotel room, you have a free fall. So you're actually floating in the hotel room. That's exactly how it's shown. If you've seen the A-Team also, A-Team देखा है किसी ने? Helicopter का scene है उसमें. He switches off the engine of the helicopter. They're just going, have a free fall. Everyone is helpless. So everyone is actually just moving around with no force, no reaction, weightlessness, free fall. Are you guys done with that? Yes. All the cases? Next thing that you write down is free body diagrams, FBD. Free body diagrams. Short form for that is FBD. Now these are basically small diagrams that you will make that will be very important, specifically for mechanics, because these will actually help you solve the equation for mechanics. Okay, this will represent all the forces on an object. Okay, that's exactly how you do it. सबसे पहला वाला मैंने already कर लिया था, तुमने देखा है वो, इसको लोग free body diagram बोलते हैं, जो मैंने ये बनाया था, M बनाया हुआ था, तो इस पर दो forces है, I made an mg and I made an R. This over here is the free body diagram of this block M. इसमें जितने forces हैं सारे forces मैंने represent कर दिए. That's called a free body diagram. Is that fine? ठीक. Now we've written one more important thing along with that. This first statement tells you that if you have two bodies in contact, they will always have a reaction between the two. ठीक है? And that reaction has to be perpendicular to the surface, equal and opposite. It has to be. So what is really happening over here is, what is this R? Who is giving this R? Who is giving this R? The surface gives you R. So how much will you give back? You have to give back the same value. You will give back R. You don't give back anything else. This is the free body diagram for the block. If you want to make the free body diagram for the surface, it has only one force over it, that is equal to R. This is the free body diagram of the ground. Okay, ground पे कितने forces है? सिर्फ एक ही force है, और वो है M pressing it down with R. Don't have this feeling that this block is pushing the ground down with mg. It's not pushing it down with mg. It is only in this case that it is pushing down with mg. Okay, that's because R का value यहाँ पे कितना है? mg है. Only because of this. So if you're going up in an elevator, what will be the value of R? M times G plus A. That's correct. Mg plus Ma. So you are pressing it down with Mg plus Ma. Okay. So R is always between the two surfaces. I actually try to make it something like this always. So this tells you that it is on both. That is action equals reaction. Okay. If I want to make a force on M, how many forces do I have? This object is pushing me up with R, and I have my own weight, that is mg. This is the FBD of this block. The FBD of this block is only R. You could have made the mg for the earth, that's the ground, but that's going to be too big. You can chuck that off. Okay? How will you write that down? mass of the earth into g. That's not even helping us. इसको तुम अलग रख सकते हो. Actually इसका भी weight होगा. उसका भी weight होगा ना. This is the ground. Extend that so that you understand. इसका भी weight होगा. We don't really want to talk about this. We know that it's not moving. इसका हम लोग क्यों forces check करें? Forget about that. So that's the one. ठीक है. Now see what I'm doing over here. Is we got 3 blocks. Let's call this as MA. That's the mass of A. MB. And the third one is MC. Okay. What I want you guys to do is represent forces on this. Each of these blocks separately. Okay. MA पे कितने forces होंगे, MB पे कितने forces होंगे, MC पे कितने forces होंगे, अलग से draw करके बोलना. जल्दी. That will be the free body diagram of each of them, A, B, and C. They are all close in contact. How many forces will B have? How much? 4. Yeah. 3 contact and 1 weight. Correct? You can check that. How many forces will C have? 3. A will also have 3. We'll make that. पहले तो ये reaction अगर तुमको बोलना है तो you can call them as, let's call this as R1. This over here is R2. This over here is R3. ठीक है? Okay, apart from that, इन दोनों के बीच में reaction force exist करेगा. Let's call this as Rx. Let's call this as Ry. ठीक है ये? Now just see block A. This over here is block A. Let me write this as A. इस पर forces देखो. ये तो इसका weight है MAG. This will always be there. So the ground is pushing it up with R1. It's pushing it up with R1. B is pushing it to the left with Rx. Is that okay? Next is B. This over here is mass times B into G. The reaction of the ground, that's R2. R2 tries, that's pushing you upwards. B will now have Ry to the left. That's the push of C. And you'll have a push of A, that will be Rx, to the right. Equal and opposite reactions. Okay? Go for C now. This over here is C. You have MCG. You have this as R3. This over here will be Ry alone. Okay? Why have I named them as R1, R2, R3? Because just because their masses are different, their reaction will also be different. The ground will push you back with a different force. If you are interested, what will be the reaction or what will be the force on the ground? It will be R1, R2 and R3. This will be the total force on the ground. Nothing apart from that. ठीक है ये? This for the ground for A, B and C. All okay with this? पक्का? सबको ये correct मिले? नहीं मिले तो please बना लो जल्दी. I want you to make the forces only on this sphere, which is fixed between two walls, W1 and W2. Okay? That's what you're supposed to make. Just draw the forces on them, on this sphere. Okay, you can call the mass of that as M. It's fine. I've given you an angle. Please try to use that angle if you can.
So what is W1 and W2?
Wall 1, wall 2. Nothing apart from that. How many forces should you have on this sphere?
Actually,
3 forces. Great. पहले वाला तो weight तो हो गई. Let's make this. This is the weight. Okay. इसका reaction ऊपर की तरफ होगा. Let me write this as R1. मैं सिर्फ इस पे forces बना रहा हूँ, ठीक है? अब इसका reaction कैसे होगा? It will be like this. What angle is it making with the horizontal? How much is this? आराम से देखो. 45. This is 60. Why should that be 60? Is it perpendicular to the surface? How much this angle should be? It should be 90 degrees. This is 30. This is 90. How much should this be?
60.
This over here is 60 degrees. Can you see that it's an alternate angle? So this has to be 60 degrees to the horizontal. So this force actually is going like so. This over here is, let's call this as R1 because it's by wall 1. Let's call this as R2. This is by wall 2. So there are 3 forces on this. The weight and reaction due to the 2 walls. Is that okay? Fine? See. Now we'll see a problem. Or rather we'll make one more. These are 3 identical spheres again. A, B, C. just check, you should have these forces. I haven't written that. So the first thing that I always write down, that has to be that. You guys done with this? Okay. Niman, can I erase this one over here? Are we done with this? Yeah? Okay, just see that question now. We have introduced a force over here, an extra force that we are giving. You can clearly see that that system will start moving now. Okay, you're pushing that with the force F. We're interested to find out three things over here. Acceleration of block A and of block B, and the reaction that exists between the two. Okay? Can I erase all this now? You guys are done? Great. If you see the forces on that block individually, just see those quickly. Let's say that the reaction between them is R. Let's call this one over here as R1. And this one over here is R2. Okay? I'm making a force on A. See that quickly. Block of A. You have MAG downwards. उसका force का direction कौन सा है? To the right. What force do you have on the left? It's R. B is pushing you back with R. You have the reaction 1 that's due to the ground. Nothing apart from that. Okay. Are you moving in the y direction? Is that moving in the y direction? It's not moving. So what can you say about R1 and mg? They are equal. So you can just write them down separately. R1 will be equal to mg. Is the काम खत्म? Okay. Okay. Is this moving ahead? Is this moving ahead? Yeah. Let's call that the acceleration. This is A. ठीक है? अब इसका equation क्या बनेगा? Can I write it as F minus R mass of A, acceleration of A? Can I do this? Is that fine? This has to be bigger than this so that you go ahead. F minus R is that force which is in this direction equals mass times acceleration. That's your statement. Coming to B. B again, you have R2, you have MVG, and what force extra do you have? You have an R. Which direction? It's to the right. Any extra other force do we have? Nothing apart from that. Okay? It is going ahead with an acceleration B. One more thing that you should be careful. You should be having this also in your mind. Why is this F not given to B? Okay? F is not acting on B. F is only acting on A. That is why it comes only for A. Okay? F will increase the value of R and that will push B ahead. That's exactly how it goes. You press A presses B, and that's how it is moving. So there is no relation of F with B. F has not even seen B. F does not know what is ahead. F understands only this block over here. इसके लिए सिर्फ इसके पास आएगा, उसके पास नहीं जाता. There is no relation of F with B. ठीक है? It's completely out of sight. That's from the FBD. ठीक है? Now one equation that you can write down over here is, पहले तो y direction लिख लो. Is this okay? It's not moving, jumping up and down in the y direction, not allowed. That's not happening. So this is gone. Over here, this is the only four that's taking you ahead. Directly that is done as MBA, AB. Okay? Okay, now my question is, what will be the relation between A1 and A2? Which is bigger, which is smaller, if they're equal or what? Will they move together? Will they move together? Yeah? Or somebody will break away and move faster? You're pushing it. They're moving it together. Okay? The distance that this will travel will exactly be the distance that this will travel. There cannot be any other possibility. What will be the equation? Again, s equals half at square. If this travels 10 meters in 1 second, how much should this travel? 10 meters in exactly the same second. So distance that it travels in same time will tell you that the acceleration of these two blocks should be same. It has to be same. It has to be same because they are traveling equal distances in equal amount of time. So this relation, acceleration of A will be equal to acceleration of B in this case. Let me write it down as A. So let me just remove this. Let me just remove this from here. Okay, now I'm directly putting R over here. What is R? It's MBA. When it goes to the other side, you get the value of F is equal to MA plus MB times. Is that okay? Or can I write as A equals F over MA plus MB? You should have known that. What is the big deal with that? What is the mass of that box? Made. It's MA plus MB. Because what force are you pushing? F. What should be the acceleration? F by MA plus MB. F by mass. The mass of that box is MA plus MB. That's the acceleration. If I know this, let's put that back to R. I want the reaction between the two blocks. That will be in this case MB times F over MA plus MB. This will be the reaction. ये ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे दो चीजें मेरे को फाइंड करनी थी, मैंने दोनों फाइंड कर ली है. Acceleration of A and B are same. That's equal to this. They are moving together with this acceleration, and that's the reaction force. We'll see some values because this slightly seems confusing. Let's take some numbers. M1 equals 1 kilogram. M2 equals 4 kilograms. Let's call the force to be like 20 newtons. Okay? What will be the value for acceleration? Put that over here, no? You can directly do it now. The force that I'm giving to this system is how much? It's 20. What is the mass of the system? 5 kilograms. So the acceleration has to be F by M1 plus M2 or MA plus MB that we've already written. And that will be equal to how much? 20 over 5. That's 4 meters per second square. Is that okay? What about R? R is equal to MB times, that's 4 times the force. What is the value for force? We've written that as 20 over 5. That is equal to 16 newtons over here. See what is happening? That's exactly what's happening. You give this a 20 ka push, it makes sure that R becomes 16. That is why this is moving ahead. If you increase that, you can even increase the value of F. Let's increase the value of F as 100. If you increase the value of F as 100, R will change. R will also grow. Can you see that? Because it is dependent on F. R will be dependent on F. अगर F बढ़ेगा तो R बढ़ेगी. लेकिन R कभी भी F से बड़ा नहीं हो सकता. क्योंकि अगर R F से बड़ा हो गया ना, तो ये ऑब्जेक्ट तो भाग जाएगा और ये ऑब्जेक्ट पीछे की तरफ जाएगा. क्योंकि R और F देखो ऐसे, तो ऐसे तो तुमने कभी नहीं देखा. You push an object and it's going in this direction. That's not happening. So R can never be bigger than F. Is that okay? Fair? ठीक. Let's write this down. you still see me if I'm sitting and then recording?
No.
Good thing. Run MB. See this question now, you written this? See this question over here tells you that you have 5 identical blocks, each of mass n. I've numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not the masses, okay? That's just the number that they are given to. I want you guys to calculate in this case the acceleration of the system with each block that's going with what acceleration. Second is you have to calculate the reaction between each of them, between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4 and 4 and 5. Okay, try to do this one. First make the forces of them separately, please make them neatly and start applying whatever that I've done over here. मैंने खाली इसको थोड़ा raise करा है. This is your JEE mains का question, something on this line. ठीक है? दो ब्लॉक्स के बीच का रिएक्शन फोर्स अगर F हो गया, the first block cannot move. Because for the first block, you have the reaction force in the backward direction. And if you are applying a force F over here, the total force is 0. It cannot move. It has to be lesser than F. You guys are not doing the free body diagram properly.
So acceleration is f upon 5.
Correct. That's correct. Okay.
So that's what you want to find, right?
That's one. Again,
What else you have to find?
you have to find out the reaction between 1 and 2,
Okay.
2 and 3, 3 and 4 and 4 and 5. What's
G into M1 minus N.
how much?
For R1 minus R2.
R1 minus R2 नहीं है, ये reaction between 1 and 2 है. Between 1 and 2.
Okay.
Between 2 and 3, 3 and 4 and 5. Subtract नहीं करो कुछ. One important thing, we need to understand that these all will move with same acceleration. Yeah, all of them should move with the same acceleration. So I'm not really writing down A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. I'm writing all of them as A. Okay. Let me write over here. The reaction that exists between these two is, let's call this as R. Let's call this as Rx. Let's call this as Ry. Let's call this as Rz. Okay. देखो रिएक्शन मैंने लिखे y का मैं अभी इस बार कंसीडर नहीं कर रहा हूँ because y will always be r1 equals mg, r2 equals mg, r3 equals mg, r4 equals mg. So we're not really touching that. That's not really what we want. So we're just talking about the x's. R is the force that 2 gives on m1 in the backward direction. That's over here as r. You're going ahead with the force of F. The equation over here is F minus r equals ma. ठीक है? Second वाला देखो. The second object, block M, it is going ahead with R, being pushed back with Rx, still going ahead with A. This is the second block. The equation is R minus Rx is equal to Ma. Okay. The third block is M. It is being pushed ahead with Rx, pushed backwards by the fourth block with Ry, going ahead with an acceleration A. That's your third block. The equation for this will be Rx minus Ry equals Ma, because you're going ahead. Okay. In the fourth block, that's over here of mass M, you're going ahead with Ry. The fifth block pushes the fourth block backwards with Rz. You're going ahead with an acceleration A. That's your fourth block. The equation is Ry minus Rz equals Ma. Okay. The last block that we got over here, that's over here is M. You just have Rz ahead, going ahead with an acceleration A. That's your block 5. The equation is Rz ahead equal to Ma. That's the only force. Okay, just see this carefully. Just see what I've done over here. Okay, what is the value for Rz? It's equal to Ma. Let's put that back over here. What will be the value for Ry? 2 Ma. Just check that. Ry का value आएगा 2 Ma. ठीक है? I'll put that back over here. What will be the value of Rx? Rx equals 3 Ma. Let's put that over here. R equals 4 Ma. Let's put that over here. F equals 5 Ma. Just check. ठीक है? ये तो तुमको पता था.